What video game reminds you of your childhood? Kirby Air Ride. My buddy and I used to ride around that city level for hours. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance and Spyro 3. Reignited even more so. LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. Ketamine. I get ridiculously nostalgic playing Far Cry 5 because of the setting and boomer. That was a lot of my childhood. Just gallivanting through mountainous forests and meadows with my dog. Crash Bandicoot. Escape Velocity Override and Nova. No one has gotten it quite right since. Ocarina of Time and Age of Empires 2. Did you check out the recent AoE 2 Definitive Edition release? Whoa Lolo. Waves Arms. This is now my post. Fuick yeah. Mortal Kombat. Donkey Kong 64. GoldenEye. Final Fantasy 7, 8, and X. What a time to be alive. The FF7 remake. I found out today it's only the Midgar portion of the game. Like WTF? What's even the point? That's not even halfway through the story. Yeah. They're making a few. They're ballooning the game up into this epic in order to really flesh out each chapter of the game. There will likely be 3 to 5 depending on the success of the first 2. Basically they've rewritten it so that all the main beats are there. But they've changed how they're handling Cloud. Any LEGO game. LEGO Star Wars. The Complete Saga is the ST. 100%ing it on PC right now. So good. I remember the Indiana Jones movie thanks to the game. Ocarina of Time. That game blew my 9-year-old mind. Life is Strange. Not the teen mystery thing. But all the little nostalgic moments in between. It had me thinking about old friendships and growing up. I'll never forget that feeling it gave me. I wish I could do it for the first time again. Just played through the game and agreed. Like, who hasn't thought about changing the past like a gazillion times? Also a fantastic game that turned out to be way more than I expected from playing just the first episode a long while back as a demo. I'm glad I came back to it and highly recommend. Same. I just posted. But mon. The hopeless teens in a dying fishing town rings so true. I was East Coast instead of West. So we didn't drop Hellas. But we smoked pot and listened to punk and dreamed of running away. That game has just enough staples and personal moments that make it feel immediately identifiable. It's super well done. I've never played a game quite like it. And don't think I will again. Detroit was dope. But I didn't lead a robot revolution or wrestle with my programming as a kid. Childhood would be Mario 3. The Legend of Zelda TW Light Princess. Something about the music and overall heavy story-based portion of the game gives me huge nostalgia, and it's the type of game where you can only play though it once to fully enjoy it. Pokémon Red, Blue, and Yellow. Lavender Town. Rip Cubone's mom. F. RuneScape. No joke. That game taught me how to type. Sitting in the basement of Varric selling my air runes. Before the H was a thing. Fally Park was lit. Wave 2. Cyan. Looking for GF. Jack and Daxter. The Precursor Legacy. Pac-Man. Mrs. Pac-Man. SpongeBob SquarePants. Battle for Bikini Bottom. 007 GoldenEye. Wizard 101. It really gave me a sense of adventure and imagination that carried out of the game and into the real world when I explored my neighborhood as a kid. Bruh. I need to find this game again. It's still going strong. I actually play occasionally. FK. I am surprised servers are still up. Me and my mates back in 2011. Man. Miss the 101 days. Zoo Tycoon. Have you played the new-ish game Planet Zoo? Pretty solid game. That's a game I've not played in years, but I have it on my PC game shelf and it makes me happy to see there. Like I just love owning it. Weird, but it is probably the nostalgia. Super Smash Bros. 64. The original Tomb Raider. Roller Coaster Tycoon played on a chunky desktop in our family's computer room. I will never forget the little virtual puke spots all over my theme park. I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride. Fable. First fantasy RPG I ever played and have been hooked since. Your health is low. Do you have any potions? Or food? I really hope the rumors that Playground Games is working on a true Fable 4 turn out to be true. It's such a fun series that has been neglected for too long. Final Fantasy X. Frogger. Galaga. Paper Boy. Duck Hunt. Mario Kart 64. Nothing gives me more goosebumps than booting up the old N64. Watching the Nintendo logo spin around. And hearing Welcome to Mario Kart. Pokémon Ruby. Man, that brings back some memories. I remember how I used to put my Game Boy on charge. Put something on the up arrow button and have my character walking into one of those slide thingies you need a bicycle to get over so I could get my egg to hatch lol. I came here to say Pokémon Sapphire. Something about those trumpets hits me hard with nostalgia. Halo. Crash Bandicoot. Warped. Jak and Daxter. Yes. I love that series. Pong. How's the Wi-Fi in the retirement home? Pong Remastered 2018. But all jokes aside, Super Mario 64. Spy Hunter and Mario Party 5. Sonic. Star Wars Battlefront 2. 2005. I would play it for hours with my older brother, although I'm fairly certain half the time he handed me an unplugged remote. Yes, Hero Wars on Mos Eisley. Sick FG game. I remember going at it with my brother. Mos Eisley Assault. The one where it's all heroes. On PS2 for hours on end. The space maps are pretty fun too. And the control point ones are quite fun. We still fight each other on PC from time to time. Still such a fun game. I have a faint memory of playing that on my old Xbox. Where I would fly around Space Hoth or whatever and sabotaging the ship. That game immerses you and makes you feel like you're actually in a space war. I got it a couple years ago on Steam. And it's definitely worth the $10. Wii Sports, Wii Resort. I used to spend hours on those games. Facing Matt still frightens me. What was your favorite mini game? I always liked the flying modes in Wii Resort the most. Halo Reach. Super Smash Bros. For me. Brawl was nostalgic for me because I would always go to my friend's house to play it. I can still hear the opera theme song when you start it up. Contra. Ninja Gaiden. Double Dragon. Tecmo Bowl. Zombies Ate My Neighbors came to mind immediately, even though I loved Super Mario. Gran Turismo 4. Blade Runner. Link. Duck Hunt. Minecraft and Animal Crossings. Mortal Kombat. Well, when I was really little, we had a Nintendo where we played Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt a lot. By the time I was old enough to really play, the Super Nintendo had come out and I played a lot of Super Mario and my favorite, Donkey Kong Country. D still have my Super Nintendo and both of those games. D I love 'em. Can't go wrong. Skate 3. Sonic. Super Mario RPG. Call of Duty Black Ops 1 Zombies. Vice City, since it's my first violent video game. Sly Cooper. Little Nemo. The Dream Master on NES. I got this game as a gift for my 6th birthday. It's amazing. There are two games that reminds me of my childhood. The first one being Star Fox 64. I love to look into the sky and imagining that one day maybe I could be piloting one of the air wings. Also changing from third view to first person and sitting so close to the TV. so I could think that I was piloting the ship. I didn't really know what the story was about BC at the time. I didn't understand English. But I knew I was saving Cornelia. The second game was Super Smash Bros. Melee. I remember the day my mom took me to his home to play. At the time I didn't know, but his father just died. And his mom asked me if I could come to play to cheer him up a bit. We were playing in the Star Fox stage. In silence. He pressed pause. He hugged me. He cried and then I cried. I don't know how much time passed, but after that we continued to play. Those two games take me back to my childhood and the loss of my friend's childhood. Pokémon Blue, Rocket's New School, Tekken 2, The Yukon Trail, King's Quest 7, and Crash Bandicoot. My mind instantly went to Ratchet and Clank for some reason, lol. But I'd have to say Gears of War and Halo 2/3. Sonic the Hedgehog, Donkey Kong Country, Mortal Kombat, GoldenEye, StarCraft, Banjo-Kazooie, TMNT, Turtles in Time, Pokémon Red, Blue, Bo Jackson Baseball, Football, Ocarina, Oregon Trail, Sim City, Half-Life. I spent thousands of hours playing it multiplayer back in the day. Mostly the Action HL mod. Actually, most of my best memories from childhood are going to LAN parties and trying out new Half-Life mods with my friends. I used to play through the entire single-player campaign every year. Last year was the first time that I stopped halfway because I was getting bored. I'm old now. Any game where I had to blow on the cartridge and retry. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Chrono Trigger, Super Spike Dodgeball, Halo, Reach, Jet Force Gemini, Sonic. Any of the Crash Bandicoot games or Sly Cooper. The first Tony Hawk Pro Skater, N64, blue cartridge, Tecmo Super Bowl, Halo, Killer Instinct, Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt, Legend of Zelda, Donkey Kong 64, Super Mario 64, Miniclip games, A Link to the Past in the original SNES. I helped my brother beat it. He played while I tried to figure out the hints in the dialogues and help solve the puzzles we encountered. Even now I suck at playing, even though I've been playing video games since I was that young. My hand-eye coordinating is really bad. But had always had a knack for puzzles and patterns. He was the muscle, I was the brain of the operation, sort of speak. It took us a while to finish the game too. It didn't help that my English was very limited back then, as I was just starting to take classes and we could only play for a couple of hours each day after homework was done. ALTTP is even now one of my favorite games. I know it by heart and can usually run through it in a couple of days by myself. It always brings me great memories of my childhood with my brother. Donkey Kong, The Legend of Zelda, the original on NES. Mario Kart Double Dash, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and Pokémon Fire Red, Leaf Green. Counter-Strike, Black Ops 1 and 2, Twisted Metal 4, Space Invaders, Zelda Ocarina of Time, 007, Zelda, Powerpuff Girls, Mario Karts, Donkey Kong 64. I knew that game inside and out. Still do. I'm currently on another playthrough of it on my phone. You Don't Know Jack, Center, Contra, Tetris, Leisure Suit Larry. It's a tough choice, but if I had to pick three they'd be Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, 2, 3, Sega GT 2002, Pokémon Yellow, Red, and Emerald, Grand Theft Auto 3, I was 7 years old sneaking into the basement when my parents weren't home playing it each day on the PS2. And to be honest, I grew up staying out of any serious trouble lol. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.